Stanislav, is it possible to get E-2 visa with the purchase of franchise? What are the things we need to look at and what are the most important factors to assess before going on this trip? Guys, today we're going to be discussing this particular subject, and at the end of this video you will be able to learn how to get a free evaluation of your case. Let's go! Hello my dear friends, I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. Today we're discussing the E-2 topic and is it possible to get franchise purchase instead of regular business to qualify for E-2 visa? And the short answer to this is yes. However, we need to look at particular factors to assess whether this particular franchise would be the best fit for the purpose of E-2 visa. Before we begin to the main subject, let's take a step back and remember what is E-2 visa. E-2 visa is a small investor visa that's available to the investors across the world from the countries who signed the investor treaty with USA. And of course, the full list of the countries is easily accessible once you Google it, and we drop the link to those countries below this video. You must be a citizen of a country that's a part of E-2 program. Second, you must have a business idea, purchasing an existing business or doing this startup. 3, you have to have at least $100,000 to participate in this program. And 4, you must provide the origin of your funds. In other words, we need to make sure that your money has been made legally and all the taxes have been paid. So once we have all that, we need to focus on what kind of business could be started here in the US. And of course, like I mentioned, you can purchase an existing business or start up your own business and have a business plan for the 5 years ahead. Now, what about the franchise? And here, guys, definitely, we've done many cases where we had the franchise business purchased by our client, and that franchise was enough for the purpose of immigration laws to be able to satisfy all the E-2 criteria. But comparing to the regular business where you have the full control and you're directing that business, especially when you're more than 50% owner of that business, franchise has certain things that you need to pay attention to. And the main factor is how much control does the headquarter, the owner of the license for the franchise, impose on you, okay? And let's be clear, all franchise owners, the trademark owners, impose certain amount of control. I have no problem with them helping you with the location, with purchasing the building or leasing the building, overviewing the whole purchase, putting the sign, training the staff, providing for the goods or licensed items and things of that nature, giving you the contacts of vendors. This is actually great. This is what we are paying to get from franchise, right? Setup of the business, maybe even marketing of the business. Like for example, McDonald's. You guys know that the average McDonald's is making 2.7 sales a year. Right? Of course, the profit is going to be much smaller, but they do everything for you. They give you the recipe, they give you the items, the goods, the marketing, they help you with locations. So basically, they help you out with everything and the quality control. But once we start talking about them imposing certain requirements, how you're going to operate the business, if you can fire or hire people, what kind of operational decisions you will be making in the business. That's where we're stepping on the slippery slope, okay? Because the more control they impose on operation side of the business, the less control you have. And the less control you have, we may face the risk of denial the petition because immigration officer may say, look, I see that you got the money, I see you're from the right country, I see that the money is clean, but you're not directing and controlling your business. Somebody else does. This is very important to understand. And the way to notice those things, the way to understand if they impose that kind of a control is very easy. Read the franchise agreement. Everything is going to be in it. And what they're going to do, what they're going to provide for you. And I do advise that you hire an experienced franchise attorney who's going to know where to look, what kind of things may happen in the future. So this is crucial. I know this is an additional expense, but look, with this additional expense, you're gonna take all the risks off your shoulders, because losing everything at the part of the denial when you invested the money, things already working, is much more important than spending a couple of $1,000s on a good attorney. I would say this is the only thing to look at, and of course from a business standpoint, I'm not an advisor or a business consultant, but we need to understand the business model, how you're gonna make money, what kind of projections we expect for the next 5 years. This is also a part of this whole filing. You have two options how to get your E-2 status. Number one, if you are in the US, we can change your status unless you're from the country that has ESTA or visa waiver program, and that's how you got in the US. We can change your status from tourist visa or from student visa or any other non-immigrant, but not from ESTA or visa waiver. Okay? And option number two, available to everybody else who can apply for E-2 visa, is going through the embassy. Once we prepare the whole set of documents, it's being sent to the embassy, then they schedule the interview and you go there with your entire family, everybody who's going with you. And E-2 allows you to bring your spouse and your kids under 21 years old. Your spouse will be able to work anywhere in the US, and your kids will be able to go to school. And the status for E-2 visa is 2 years after you enter the country, and you can extend it indefinitely, okay, for as many years as you want. As to the visa, the stamp in your passport, the length of that visa depends on the country. It goes from 3 months up to 5 years with the average of 2. Okay, so depending from which country you're from, you'll have a different length of the visa, but once you enter the US with whatever length of the visa, your status in the US, meaning legal being in the US, is going to be 2 years. So now, Stanislav, how do I know if I suit to this program, if I'm a good fit? Very easy. Go down below this video, find a link that's going to say free evaluation. Click on it, answer all the questions that I got for you, and within 2 days I'm getting back to you with initial analysis of your case, and I will let you know if you have a good case or not, and if you have the potential. And if you do, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning, where in 2 phases I will develop a written winning strategy for your case. Smash the like button if you like this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and or my Instagram and my TikTok, where I post unique content. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.